So welcome to newspaper analysis session for the July 1st. So we are going to cover various topics for today. So all of them are not very in detail. So some of them are relevant for the prelims point of view and some of them are relevant for the mains point of view. So we'll try to cover all of them. Okay. So do not get scared by the lot of content for today. So there are some of the factual informations as well. Okay. So there are so many factual things that has happened in the news. Okay. So I have collected them. So that with this you will get an idea how you will study for the prelims also. So you need not again focus on the too many facts that are coming in the newspaper. So when generally students, what they do is they'll stick to only editorial in the newspapers. Okay, those editorials and all might be helpful for them to improve their comprehension skills, which is important for the CSAT. So if you guys are generally thinking what else to be studied, so you spend just 10 to 15 minutes, 10 to 20 minutes on those editorials. This will improve your comprehension skills because these are very simplified. So sometimes it is also required that you read by yourself and comprehend things. So for that purpose, for the CSAT purpose, you practice little bit. Then apart from this, there are various things that keeps on coming in the newspaper in the other areas, in other editions. Okay, so those things like I have picked up not just from the Hindu itself, like I told you, I pick up things from the Indian Express as well as the Business Standard as well. Okay, so like this I have collected some of the important aspects. So we'll try to go through them. So various topics. So we will try to see. We have already seen a lot about the GI. Again, same thing, same topic has been again repeated regarding the GI tag. So then we will try to see about the important monkey aspect called bonnet. Here, the Wildlife Protection Act, the amendment that has happened in the recently. So we need to study this Wildlife Protection Act. Very, very important Wildlife Protection Act. So we will try to read something very important facts about the Wildlife Protection Act. And then we will try to read, this is again important from the prelims point of view. So what is the value of production of our fruits, horticulture? So we'll try to understand a little bit about the horticulture, which comes in our agriculture field. So I'll try to give you some kind of analysis regarding our cropping pattern within the agriculture and why it is very important, horticulture. Okay, that aspect we'll try to discuss and some of the mapping aspects that we'll try to cover. So our PM is going to cover 5-day diplomatic tour, not 5-day, 5-nation diplomatic tour. So why those nations are important? I have picked up some of the nations and have covered some of the brief points along with the mapping. So these kind of mapping locations will be asked in the prelims. So I have added the maps as well here. So we will be doing the map as well as any other significant aspects that are relevant for that nation. Then very important spy satellite program. So we are studying a lot about the satellites. So here today I'm going to cover some very important aspects related to the spy satellite. Okay, lower Earth orbit, those things which we have already covered. We'll try to discuss about these things. Okay, so these are the major important aspects. Apart from that, there is a discussion about the kombucha. Okay, in your science section of your Hindu page, Hindu paper. Okay, so these kind of questions have the possibilities to be asked in the prelims. So it is very important for you to know little bit about the kombucha. So we'll try to understand about that as well. And some new species, totally how many species has been added in the 2024 within the India. So you will always come across the newspapers, okay, highlighting that, okay, this new species has been found in Kerala, this new species has been found in the Karnataka, Andaman, okay, like this. So entire accumulated data has been provided by the Ministry of Environment. So we will see some of the important aspects related to that as well. So that's all. Okay, let's start our discussion. So we'll start with this monkey one. See, basically bonnet macaque. Okay, so this is a monkey in the Kerala. Okay, so what is happening is recently the populations are rising. The population of this monkey is rising. So they have started. Kerala government is planning a population control measures. So they are trying to control its fertility through surgical procedures and all. Okay, so why is this thing important? So in order to do any kind of measures, we have discussed about the man and animal conflict, right? So we have discussed various ways the man is coming in conflict with the animal. For suppose these animals are entering into the human territories and eating their man's animals like domestic animals, maybe cow or any buffalo or sometimes goat, these kind of animals. And also sometimes they are attacking humans as well. Sometimes they are attacking the kids as well. So there is a continuous conflict that is happening between the man as well as the animal. So for this, in order to handle this thing, we take various kinds of protection measures. In the previous classes also, we have discussed various measures for the man and animal conflict. We have discussed about that elephant within the Andhra Pradesh. What is its name? Kumki elephant. What else we have seen in order to resolve this man and animal conflict? We have discussed this plan B, where whenever the elephants that are crossing the railway tracks so that they don't get hit by the railways. So we are starting this bee sound. Okay, so because elephants are afraid of this bee. Okay, this is one more aspect how we are resolving this man and animal conflict. Then we have also seen one more thing in the Kerala, if I am not wrong, turmeric farming only. Okay, so where they are going for the turmeric farming, this will repel the other animals from entering into these farm areas. So you have grown those things, but somehow animals are eating and attacking or harming your crop or any domesticated animals. So these are the various measures. Please note down these things. Okay, those are these points. When you add, you will get very good marks because these are appearing in the newspapers. Okay, these are the three aspects. Now we are going to see this one another aspect. Now here, as the population is increasing with this for these monkeys, so they have gone for this fertility measures. Okay, fertility restriction, sterilization program they are doing for the animal, for this monkey, because they are entering into the human zones and they are attacking the kids and all. Okay, this monkeys can create a lot of problem. So now why this thing is important? So can we do this thing? If any animal is attacking, sometimes there are also issues of wild boar. They'll enter in your fields, and sometimes human decides to kill those animals. So can we do this thing? So if the animal is attacking you, or if the animal is causing nuisance, so can we kill those animals? So this is a question. Okay, so only when this is a real problem of concern, then we can kill those animals. But generally, there is a kind of protection in India for these animals. So that protection is called Wildlife Protection Act, because not just because it is threatening you. In India, generally there are people who hunt just for fun. Okay, they will drive and they'll attack, or you might have seen those things and all. Okay, so they are causing harm to the animals just for fun, trophies, or any kind of maybe medicinal properties, illegal poaching, all these kind of activities goes on. Okay, that's why we have Wildlife Protection Act, and every animal is provided protection according to the requirement. See here, there are totally 4 schedules. Previously, there used to be 6 schedules. Initially, this act was introduced in the Wildlife Act 1972. Okay, so this was the first time India has initiated some kind of protection measures for the animals. 1972, India is the first such country who has taken measures for the protection of the environment as well as the animals, because this is the first time that 1972 there was a Stockholm conference. Till then, understand this concept, this basic concept behind this. So before 1972, everyone used to exploit the environment, animals as the way they want. They don't used to consider that there is a kind of life. 1972 at the Stockholm, people met. They met and they have discussed, okay, we have to take care of the environment. That is called as a Stockholm Conference. After that, after coming from that kind of meeting, India has passed the Wildlife Protection Act, and we have also incorporated changes in the DPSP. We have also made changes, if I am not wrong, in the fundamental duties as well as the DPSP 48A. Okay, it is a protection of the environment. Okay, once go and check. Okay, 48A. So these are the certain changes we have made, and we have also passed this Wildlife Protection Act. This is talking about protection of the animals. Can you see here? Highest protection. If any animal, I keep it in the Schedule 1. You cannot cause any kind of harm to this animal. Now currently this animal, this arboreal animal, bonnet, macaque, okay, this is found in the Schedule 1. So we can't kill this, we can't harm this, we are just sterilizing it. Okay, the population rise is creating the nuisance, sterilize it. Okay, this is the Schedule 1. And then Schedule 2, less degree of protection for the animal species. Schedule 3, it is about the protection for the plant species. And Schedule 4, this is a CITES. Okay, this is an international commitment. If you have to do any kind of transboundary movement or trade in any of the wild animals or plant species, okay, there are some kind of restrictions internationally because of the same reason. Because some animals might be endangered at one place, might not be endangered at one place, other place. So you are causing harm by trading in those animal species. So there is an international agreement called CITES in order to protect certain species. So in order to provide protection to that species, we have the Schedule 4. All the 4 schedules are very, very important from the prelims point of view. Is this clear? So Wildlife Protection Act, Schedule 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay. And see here, another important thing that we need to understand here is, according to the, based on this Wildlife Protection Act, we also provide statutory status to some other important bodies. See here, you have the National Board for Wildlife, you have the Central Zoo Authority, National Tiger Conservation Authority and Wildlife Crime Control Bureau. All these are the statutory bodies which derives power from the Wildlife Protection Act. Very, very important. Okay, they will give you this body and they will ask you whether these are statutory bodies or not. which is a law that is providing statutory protection to this body. Okay, so remember by heart this thing. Okay, and you need to by heart. These are the protected areas which are getting legal protection because of this Wildlife Protection Act. We have studied there are protected areas because we are entering in conflict with the wildlife. So we are making sure these animals are protected. For this purpose, we are developing the protected areas. So protected areas means space where animals are protected or where the ecosystem, total ecosystem is protected. So what are those? Okay, these are national parks, wildlife sanctuaries, community reserves. How about these things? So they have the legal backing, but I am not including here biosphere reserves. Okay, it is not, the biosphere reserves do not have the legal backing from the Wildlife Protection Act. So they will ask you which of the following protected areas have the legal backing or protection with this act. Okay, these are those things. Very, very important from the prelims point of view. They have all, UPSC has already asked the questions. National parks, wildlife sanctuaries, community reserves, conservation reserves. These are the only 4 things. Apart from this, these are the statutory bodies that are gaining power from this Wildlife Protection Act. See here, expands the number of protected species and all, okay, that we have discussed already. So any doubt in this? So here you need to understand this bonnet macaque is a arboreal. Arboreal means animal living on the trees. Usually you will find these arboreals in the areas which have dense forest. Like say you have a tropical evergreen forest, semi-evergreen forest. There you will find these arboreals. Okay. Previously I have told you, you will find animals like lion, tiger, cheetah in specific area. Where is it? Which type of vegetation? Elephants, cheetahs, tigers, lions, in which type of vegetation? This is in the dense evergreen forest. Those in the, we have discussed that. Grasslands, very good. Okay, because those need, okay, if there are so many trees and all, how can they, these animals can climb the trees and they can live on those trees. Those big sized animals cannot climb the trees, right? So you remember that way. So where you have the very dense vegetation, there you will find arboreals. Okay, like monkeys, snakes, vipers, okay, or different types of the insects, birds, okay, these kind of animals are found. Generally, you will find evergreen forest in India. Where do you find this kind of forest in India? Evergreen and summer evergreen, semi-evergreen. Where you get the very good rainfall. Northeast is one aspect where you get the very heavy rainfall. Another aspect is Western Ghats. Our entire zone of Western Ghats receives very high rainfall because our Indian monsoon systems provide us rainfall due to the orography. Orographic rainfall. So wherever there is a orography, this Western Ghats, high, you will study these things in the geography in more detail. Okay, the orographic rainfall, convectional rainfall, cyclonic rainfall. These are the 3 types of the rainways through which you get the rainfall. So Western Ghats is having the higher mountainous region. When the winds try to climb this region, okay, they'll get cool, condensation happens and the rainfalls will be happening. Okay, so remember this aspect. And Western Ghats and Northeast India is considered to be a biodiversity hotspot of India. Biodiversity hotspot means enormous, huge, wide variety of biodiversity is found here. Okay, so you have in the world 4 hotspots. No, in the India 4 hotspots are there. Within the world there must be somewhere around how many? I forgot. It must be somewhere in the 20s. Okay, I forgot. You can check. Okay, in India you have, these are the 2 major areas where the biodiversity hotspot locations, where enormous biodiversity is found. So now we are discussing this thing because see here now this article. If I show you 683 species. Okay, see here, Kerala recorded the highest number of the fauna discovered. Totally how many species? India has added 683 new species to its fauna, which include 493 new species and 224 new records. Okay, this is for the 2024. This edition is 2024. Ministry of Environment has released a report of how many new species has been found in India in the last year. Okay, they have given this report. Okay, so totally it is a 683 new species. Now why I am showing this? If you can see here, primarily if you can see here, this Meghalaya or Kerala, Karnataka, this is the zone, Andaman and Nicobar. This is the zone which is having the highest biodiversity. Huge amount of rainfalls, vegetation. the ecological productivity of this, bioproductivity. Productivity means generation of the life, more organic matter is very much high in these areas, evergreen forest. Okay, so are we clear? So this article they have dumped all the data. Okay, segregating this thing becomes very important. Okay, see here, reptiles are there, amphibians are there. I don't think you just need to understand, okay, where we are able to find more different types of the species. That should be fine. So apart from this, see here, biodiversity hotspot, the Western Ghats and Northeast regions contribute to the 35% of the discovery because of their rich biodiversity. Total species, see here, India has recorded 56,000 species in various categories: angiosperms, gymnosperms, pteridophytes, bryophytes. These are the various types of the varieties of plant varieties. Okay, so just you need to understand what are the biodiversity hotspots. Biodiversity hotspots are the areas where there is heavy biodiversity and also there is considerable loss already has happened in this area. This biodiversity in this area, some amount of biodiversity is already lost. Okay, it is 75%. Okay, so you need to protect these areas in a proper manner. Okay, so such biodiversity hotspots are found in India, especially in the Western Ghats and the Northeast region, and these are the areas you will also identify new types of the species. Kerala first is ranking first in terms of the new species that were found in the 2024. That's it. Clear? So now, unfortunate incident again. These things keep on happening. So investigation is going on. So in the Hyderabad, tragic incident has happened. Accident has happened in the one of the industry, and 17 people have been died. So still investigation is going on. Why such kind of accident has happened? Who were going through this negligence process? Who were responsible and who is accountable? That investigation is going on now. See, so whenever the disaster happens, whenever the people get burned down, when it becomes difficult to identify who is the person is, then they will go for the DNA profiling. Okay, DNA profiling was there in the news even during your aircraft accidents, aeroplane accident that has happened in the Gujarat area. So we need to understand what is this DNA profiling is. So I have given the content regarding the DNA profiling. So we have discussed the DNA, concept of DNA. We all have in our entire body millions and millions of the cells, right? This is the cellular system we have. Within the cell, you have the nucleus. Okay, I have discussed this. This will keep on repeating so many times. Your entire biotechnology concept is based on the same thing. Okay, within this nucleus, you have the chromosomes. Okay, on these chromosomes, you have DNA. Okay, deoxyribonucleic acid. Okay, that is a kind of compound. Okay, within this DNA is made up of various types of the codes, ATCG. Okay, like when we each code is actually they are trying to produce some kind of protein based on this coding only. Okay, the protein manufacturing happens outside the cellular structure. For suppose, okay, my hair is black color. Okay, this is the code it is written. Okay, for suppose, okay, this eyes this way, skin color this way, whatever it is. Okay, this kind of this kind of nature in the sense, okay, behavior, the kind of actions, everything, whatever it is, okay, there will be a code written. 99% of the things, not just 99.99% of the things, it is similar for all of us. But there would be some differences. Okay, variable tandem repeating things. Okay, within this entire code, maybe you can say at one point there is a difference. Rest of all the code, you and me, we all have the same kind of coding. Some point this is unique to me. In some point, same that is unique to him, and all. Okay, there will be differences. Okay, every person will have one area where it is unique to that person itself. Now, what I will do? I will extract the DNA and I will try to identify this code. Then maybe I will find out. Okay, a DNA of their parents or their siblings. Then I will try to check the similarities. How far it is close to that person, and then we will be able to identify. This is how it is done. DNA profiling is done. Simple thing. So with you will go just deeper into your cell. Within the nucleus, there is a genes. Okay. So then identify this DNA. How do you identify this DNA? Extract them within the lab. So within the lab, you will be able to extract the DNA. Then you will do the multiplication of these things. Polymerase chain reaction. So basically, you will amplify the structure. Whatever the structure, DNA structure that you have extracted, you will amplify it in the lab, which is called the polymerase chain reaction. Then finally, you will get the thing. Now, see, same thing. We are trying to get the entire human genome. We are trying to understand about the entire coding process in the human genes. So when we understand this thing, for suppose this gene is responsible for this color, this gene is responsible for the digestion, this gene is responsible for the heart functioning, everything, then if any person is getting any kind of problem, then we can identify which gene is responsible. There could be possibility that some kind of gene might have gone wrong. So we can simply correct this gene and easily we can heal. For suppose people have genetic problems like blood cancer, okay, so some of the factors, okay, protein factors are not produced properly. So once we understand the human genome, then we can easily correct these things. So these things are still going on, okay. So very important biotechnology concept is same thing. See here the application, we are using this application in various processes. See here first the sample connection, DNA extraction, and then amplification. That's what I said, polymerase chain reaction. And then these are the repeats, short tandem repeats. DNA profiling typically focus on analyzing the short tandem repeats, which are repeating sequence of 2 to 5 base pairs in the DNA. These regions are highly variable among the individuals. Once in the UPSC prelims, they have asked what are these STRs? Short tandem repeats. This is very basic fundamental question. Okay, they can ask again because these things are in the news, or in the mains, they can ask about the significance of the DNA profiling. Sometimes the same thing can also be used for the to resolve the parental disputes. Okay, this kid is not mine, no. Okay, so DNA test capture, fine, that's it. Okay, or sometimes okay, children might be lost, missing children's. Okay, we don't need those songs like in the movies, sing the song and find. Okay, we can use this. You can use this new advanced technologies like DNA. Another thing is in the legal system. Okay, now what they are doing is they have passed one act. Criminal profiling act or something is there. Okay, so they have passed this act. This has been already passed. Now whoever are the potential offenders, I will collect their DNA and I will maintain their profile. So if any crime has happened, now for suppose I am the person who has committed crimes. Okay, so police will take my DNA and they will record it. Okay, even now I have left the jail. Okay, now I am roaming outside. For suppose some murder or some crime has been happened. Okay, now they will use this. Okay, they will just from there they have recovered something, data and all. Okay, now they will just hit it in the laptop. Okay, whoever is matching, the list will appear. Okay, so DNA profiling is being done. But in India, okay, so just some person want to just harass me. Okay, he just took my hair and have dropped it in the crime scene. Then what? Who is accountable? How can you make sure that maybe because of hair, just it has went there? Something. Okay, there can be the possibilities of errors as well. So there is a proper institutional mechanism as well, and there should be proper. You cannot take it as a complete proof. This can be used as one of the proof mechanism in the criminal justice system. We have also seen other three ways. Okay, where like say this thing we have also discussed. Where what is this testing? Okay, lie detector test. We have seen the lie detector test. Okay, so those things are also the same way. These are also new technologies to identify whether the crime the person is involved or not. Okay, apart from the lie detection test which we have done. So this way we have to cover. We have to link various other topics that are keeping on happening. So this is about the just basically DNA profiling. The same thing we will use. This is the technology related aspect. The points which I have mentioned is the governance related aspect. So sometimes the question can be asked in the governance, GS2 governance in the law and order area, or they can ask in the GS3 science and technology area, right? So I have given you this information from the technology point of view. I have explained from the governance point of view as well. Okay, we also have the legal backing for the system. Okay, I am expecting question on this aspect from the long back. So they have not asked, but they may ask. This year mains, this is also one of the potential area, DNA profiling. This year mains or next year, there can be a question in the prelims as well as the mains. Revise well and study well. Many things we have already covered on the biotechnology and the space technology in your science and technology. Like I say, if you stick to this thing, within 3-4 months preparation, your science and technology preparation will be done. Most of the things from the current affairs here itself will be covered. Okay. Clear? Any doubt? Anyone? So I think some of you are new attending for today. Okay. So go through the previous lectures. Maybe when you go through the PDF documents that are provided, so you watch the relevant lecture. However, once the relevant article comes here, we will try to rediscuss again. So we will try to revise the content again, but still you can rewatch the lecture again. Those relevant areas wherever it is available, you can rewatch them. You can study them. Okay. Okay. Chalo. Kombucha. See, very important thing. Okay. This can be asked in the prelims, and this is important for your health as well. Okay. Kombucha is a kind of fermented drink. Okay. So generally when we have tea, basically it kills our gut bacteria. We have some trillions and trillions of bacteria within our gut. This is the bacteria. If within this trillions of bacteria that is there in your gut, there is good bacteria as well as a bad bacteria. When the number of good bacteria increases, you will feel good because digestions will be fine, everything is fine. And this gut has a relationship with your brain as well. So serotonin, your peace, happy hormones, okay, so those will be released if your gut is good. Okay, whenever you are facing gut issues and all, you don't feel like doing anything. Okay, yeah, I'll talk later. Okay, so this kind of things happen. So gut health is very, very important for your metabolism, for the absorption of the nutrients. That's why I have discussed while discussing about the food security. I have said absorption of the food also matters. Okay, it includes 3 components: accessibility, availability, and the absorption. So gut health is the most important. How do you increase the good bacteria count? When you increase the food which has more diverse bacteria in your food. Okay, bacteria which can support your gut health. So there are 2 things. Understand? Okay, you are very important. Okay, this thing also they have already asked: prebiotics and the probiotics. Okay, see there is concept called prebiotic and probiotic. Now your kombucha is a probiotic. Your curd is a probiotic. Your idli, dosha, not vada, is a probiotic. Any food that goes through the process of fermentation adds bacteria and they are good for your gut health. Now you need to support that bacteria. That is a prebiotic which you eat in forms of vegetables, fruits, that is a fiber. Now they have done the testing kombucha. Basically they are prepared using the black tea and some bacteria. It goes through the process of fermentation and they have found when people consume this kombucha, okay, so their gut health has improved. They have seen the results, but it does not apply to the Indians. That's what the study says, because Indian gut bacteria is different. We go through different types of evolution. Okay, our Indian immune system is totally different. So somehow the article has found it is not that helpful for the Indians. Okay, so this was a participation of the Brazil people, and they have also found it is working well for the people who are struggling with the obesity as well. Okay, so like this, they have finally tested their gut bacteria and they have found, okay, studies suggest the kombucha may help to rebalance the gut system, particularly in the individuals with the obesity. However, the changes were modest. It does not mean that when you just have the kombucha and you can eat whatever you want. No, it is not going to work that way. Okay, so basically anything which you eat, it is going to disturb your gut bacteria. Many these days, okay, I get text messages of the students, they are struggling with various things, okay, acidity or irritable bowel syndromes, all these kind of issues, because when you eat outside and all, they'll add all kind of processed oils, okay, all kind of reused oils. So be careful of what you eat, especially when you eat more processed items, your gut bacteria will die. The more it dies, okay, you will look aged person. Okay, your metabolism will go bad. Okay, so all the kind of issues you will get. So if you want to look healthy, stay healthy, okay, then you have to eat proper food and you have to include these kind of foods in your diet. I tried this kombucha once, but I felt I couldn't eat. I thought, okay, better than this, okay, let's eat idli or anything. Okay, so but the way the bacteria that is present in this is different. Okay, through kombucha. Okay, whatever the biomes they are adding they're different. Okay, whatever the bacteria that you may get through idli, all those items may not be that diversified bacteria. But here kombucha is trying to add to your gut bacteria, which is unique. Okay, if you can add that way, you can add. Now see bananas one. Yeah. See why horticulture is important. Understand. Currently, India is okay. More than 50% of the people are dependent on the agriculture. Yesterday also we have discussed one thing on the manufacturing sector as well. I'm trying to teach you basic concept. Please focus basic fundamental thing. Okay, we have GDP coming from agriculture, industrial sector. Even today there was a news, the IAP has come down. Okay, it is not growing. Last month's IAP data. Okay, you have the service sector. The majority of GDP is contributed to more than 50% from this. This is 25%. Within this, manufacturing is currently 15%, which has yesterday, which we have seen, it has gone down 14%. This 15% is long back from 2010-11 onwards. It is same thing. It is not growing. And this agriculture, it contributes some 15-16%. But 50% of the people are dependent here. This is somewhere 20 to 25, and here remaining 25. See, that's why if you can see here, the people who are in the service sector, they are earning more. Okay, see here 25 people earning 50. So that's why IT services, doctors, okay, these people, they are earning well. If you go through the agriculture, according to this NABARD, the monthly income of the farmers here is 10,000 rupees. Income. There will be expenditure for them to sow the seeds, to practice agriculture. Again, there will be expenditure. 5,000-6,000 there will be expenditure. This is, I am talking about the income, not the profit. See here, there is a difference. So here, it can be, at least it can be 40,000-50,000. So, and if you, not just the income, like I have said, here 50% of the people are dependent, and here 25, and here 25. Even the people are employed here, they have to share this small amount. So here, because of this thing, you have the problem of underemployment. Underemployment means you are there, but you are working to lower than your capabilities. Even if you are not there, still it can go forward. Now this thing needs skill. There are a huge mass of people. We have unemployment levels around 3 to 4%. We have seen this thing previously also. What is the formula of unemployment? Total, this labor force, we have seen workforce, we have seen this thing. You have to revise. Okay. So if you have to provide employment to the 10 million population workforce that is coming out, service sector is not suitable. Agriculture is already super saturated. So you have to make sure that manufacturing sector is growing. Okay. So this is a crucial point. So far it is clear. Now within this agriculture, there is a need for structural transformation. Now there was a concept that we should increase the, not just the food production, we should also increase the revenues of the farmer. Focus should be from food to the farmer. How can we do this? Doubling up the farmer's revenue. How can we do this thing? Take away this 20-30 extra people that are present here to this area. This is one aspect. And whoever the farmers that are present here, they should go for the different cropping pattern. Like there is a structural transformation towards the horticulture. The people who produce this bananas, mangoes, tomatoes, fruits and vegetables will get better return than the people who go for production of cereals like rice, wheat, your bajra, jawar, ragi, oil seeds, these things. So we need that structural transformation, horticulture. Keep this thing in the mind. Okay. So that's why government is also promoting this national horticulture mission. Integrated horticulture development. Even Andhra Pradesh is the first state. Okay. In terms of the fruits production, horticulture. India is first. Andhra Pradesh is first. So within the fruits, 50% comes from the mango and the banana. Rest other things. So mango is the first in terms of the total value within the fruits. Now recently banana has overtaken it. So you need to understand this concept. These concepts will not be found anywhere. You should have that conceptual clarity from the prelims point of view. You can understand currently in the last year, previous year, banana has overtaken the mango in terms of the overall value of the production. That's it. 50% banana. In India is the largest mango production in the producer in the world. That's why we have seen that day. So China is taking our seeds and trying to promote mango production in the Vietnam, Philippines, Indonesia, all these countries, so that to provide competition to the India. So it want to hit India from everywhere. Okay, so it want to make use of Pakistan. It want to reduce our exports so that we don't become stronger in the South Asia. Okay, so are we clear? So are we clear? So this is the thing. Mangoes, national fruit. Okay, we have various things. Okay, if you can see here compound annual growth rate every year 3.4% from 1 point. So it is growing at this level. The values I have given. According to the Ministry of Statistics, value of output from agriculture and allied sector, the gross value output of bananas adjusted for inflation surpassed the mangoes for the second consecutive year in the 23-24. Bananas and mangoes together account for the 50%. This is the point that you need to understand. Okay, rare earth elements which we have discussed already so many times. See, China produces nearly 70% of the world rare earth elements and United States produce it for the 11.5%. If you can see here, these are the rare earth elements. These are the group of 17 metallic elements comprised of the 15 lanthanides plus scandium and the yttrium. These are important for the, because of their properties, they are important for your manufacturing like electronic goods or any defense items, e-vehicles. For all these areas, your rare earth elements are important. Now currently China, we are in a discussion stage with the China. After 5-6 years, currently we have started our discussions with the China. But China is still not reducing or allowing the export of these rare earth elements to the India. India, see, if you see here, the Chinese share in the imports has risen significantly from 31% to the 71% before decreasing to the 55%. So we are so much dependent on the China for these rare earth elements. Not just the rare earth elements, we import so many things from the China. Okay, whenever there are some things happens, okay, on the Instagrams and all, people will share, okay, don't buy things from China. Okay, these are like people who do not know, okay, they just post some things and all. If you do not buy these raw materials, will struggle in order to develop pharmaceutical products, their raw material, APIs. Okay, again we have to import from the China. So we are importing so many things from the China in order to develop the manufacturing. Gradually and eventually we want to become self-reliant. But China is trying that India does not get self-reliant by poking Pakistan. Today also, okay, the Pakistan Army Chief General, okay, he was saying, okay, something against the India. Some protests are happening in the Pakistan, Balochistan's area. Okay, they are saying, okay, India is doing this thing and Kashmir is important for us. Okay, just their army, they want to stay in the power. They can stay in power, they become relevant only when they consider India as a threat. So unfortunately, their people, their children, everyone will get brainwashed. Okay, see, India will attack you. Okay, so that's why we have to get money, we have to grow rich. We, only army generals. Okay, we have to grow rich. Okay, the people will, no development, no economic growth and all, nothing happens in Pakistan. Only certain vested group of people, they'll keep growing rich and all. And USA is supporting them, unfortunately, okay, for their own strategic interests. China is also supporting. So that's why it becomes India, for the India to become self-reliant. So now I am taking you to the another topic. See here, self-reliant and the security is very important. Operations in, see here. India's spy satellite program. So space-based surveillance. So India is developing this thing. So we are basically developing around 50 satellites in the lower Earth orbit. So we have discussed all these things again. So how many orbits are there? 3 orbits. First one is low Earth orbit. Second is middle Earth orbit, and third is higher Earth orbit. Okay. Where do I put which when I have to do resource monitoring or when I have to do spying to check whether any kind of movement of troops or any kind of insurgency or any kind of extremist elements that are entering into India. So where do I put the satellite? Here, because I need proper clarity of images, remote sensing satellites, Earth observation satellites. Now currently all those 52 satellites are being placed in the lower Earth orbit. I have told you one system. Okay, we are using new technology where the visibility is more. What is that radar? We have discussed. We are also doing this thing. This is the third or fourth time probably I am asking you this question. We are also collaborating with the NASA. Yes, Nisar, okay. What is that radar? Synthetic aperture radar. So with this SAR system, where the beams are providing us very clear images. So we are going to use this technology here. so that we get the proper images. So very clear now. See, that is the article that becomes very important, very easy for you. Why the satellites are in the lower type of the electrical orbit? See here, synthetic aperture radar. Very easy now to capture the images. Now this is, so who is developing it? So ISRO will be providing 21 satellites and it will do the monitoring. Along with this, some other companies from the private sector will also participating here. Okay, so these are the private companies that are participating here and they will do all weather monitoring. So especially urgency is important because to check the threats from the Pakistan as well as the China. This is a $3 billion program where we are developing the 52 billion satellites. Now, even if this question is not answered in the mains, so I should include this thing. When I include this thing, steps taken by the India to counter. So what are the various steps that are taken by the India? So one thing on diplomatic front, we have taken the diplomatic measure where we have entered various countries. Our diplomats have visited various countries and provided information or intelligence inputs against the Pakistan. Then this is one such step we are developing. Our own satellite system. Currently we are using GPS. USA will say, I'll disconnect GPS. What can India do? That's why we have this our own satellite system. Now India is also developing our own navigation system. Where do we place that satellites? Where do we place generally in the navigation satellites? Here. Middle Earth orbit. So your GPS has satellites here. So it has around 18 to 25 satellites somewhere like this. But keeping the satellites here can be costly. India is developing our own satellite system. We cannot afford those many satellites. So we have developed the geosynchronous plus geostationary satellites. Okay, where we have developed this our own IRNS, regional navigation system, or NAVIC, for emergency purposes, totally using 7 satellites, 4 in the geostationary and 3 in the geosynchronous. So we have placed the satellites in the higher Earth orbit, not in the middle Earth orbit. Generally, we will place in the higher Earth orbit communication satellites as well. Communication satellites, like say for your telephone communication, internet communication, wireless communication, all these satellites are placed. Now, how do you place the satellite? What is the instrument that you use to put the satellite here? Rocket. How many types of the rockets you have? How many types of rockets you have? Polar Satellite Launching Vehicle, GSLV, and recently I have told you ISRO has given project to some other private company to develop the small satellite launching vehicles. We have discussed this thing in the news, right? Okay. So this is for the launching heaviest satellite, geostationary satellite launching vehicles. They will launch very heavy satellites. These are basically used to launch the satellites in the lower Earth orbit. So this is the basic framework that you have about your space technology. Apart from these things, we also place some satellites only for the research purposes, like International Space Station, or we also have this Aditya mission, Aditya L1 mission, where we are observing the sun to check its radiations, corona, temperature. So these are the broad view of various missions conducted by the ISRO. So now currently ISRO is having a monopoly. They are not able to, they alone how much they can do. So that's why they have encouraged the private participation. So that's why there was a question both in the UPSC, ABPSC, TSPSC, need for the private participation in the space sector and what kind of measures government is taking. So that's why we have made changes in the regulatory structure. We have seen InSpace and we have also seen NSAL. InSpace, in previous sessions, we have discussed some of the regulatory bodies related to the space sector. Okay, so I have tried to sum up things. Revise those things, then you will get more clarity. Even if you understand 50, 60, 70, when you revise, things will become clear. Okay, so for most of you, still the basic coaching is not yet completed. So you are in the early phases. So even if you can understand 50, 60, when you revise things, when you study in a static portions in a gradual, peaceful manner, then you will understand in much more comprehensive way. Okay, but try to understand as much as possible. Your target should be 100%. See, this is the same article. Again, they are talking about the same thing. So, evolving USA policy. USA is supporting the Pakistan, and there in the Indo-Pacific area, it supports the India. But somehow they again make deal with the China, USA. Okay, so USA is strongly supporting the Pakistan, and they are making deals with the China also. So this is becoming difficult situation for India. So India takes anti-China stand, but USA says, okay, so looking at the USA, we have taken anti-China stand. Now China is making deals with the USA. So we are left out. We are getting isolated. So we are struggling with these things. Okay, even Russia may not support, because even we don't support Russia in every terms, right? When Russia is attacking the Ukraine, we say peace has to be maintained, please withdraw, talks has to be taken. In the same way, when Pakistan and India attacks with each other, okay, Russia will also say negotiations, peace. So that's why we have to develop our own systems to take care of us. So that's why we are developing those satellite systems. In the same way, we have to focus on the rare earth elements. We have to focus on the energy security. It becomes very difficult. Someday out and out war may happen with the way things are arranging, probably in some few years, maybe after we leave or we do not know, it can happen anytime. Okay, so these things are going on. So this is saying we need to strengthen our defense capabilities. So we need to develop the new fronts, the foreign policy, diplomacy. Okay, we have to develop. Always there should be multiple things, strategic alliance to counterbalance the China. Focus on the technology. The way technology is growing, they have used the drones, right? Now we also need to develop the new technology, anti-drones technology we have to develop. Okay, all these things are very important. This is what is being said. Election Commission. So now in the Bihar, in the October, there will be elections. So Election Commission is revising the electoral rolls. So that is in the news. So now they say, the editorial is saying that, so you have only 2 or 3 months. Can the process be perfect? Maybe you may end up missing some of the genuine people in the electoral list. So you should make sure that no person's name is lost. Okay, that we have discussed. The transparency, the trust on the election commission should be very high. If this is missing, people will, if the people doubt the integrity of elections, then everything is lost, right? So far in our India, integrity of elections are very high. We conduct elections in a fair manner. Okay, that it should not go. The same thing. Now, whatever, see the timeline, so voter exclusion risks, all these things can happen. So we have to extend the revision time period, and whatever the document list they have said to check the electoral roll, they have, from that document list, they have excluded the ration card and the Aadhaar. Ration card is the one thing which generally poor people will have, everyone, especially whatever the ration cards that are Antyodaya systems, food security. So they will hold the ration card, but this ration card is excluded from the document verification. So that has to be changed. This is what the editorial says. Now see, we have discussed the GI. Again, GI in the news. What is GI? Geographical indication. So basically, it gives the product of origin. So when a GI tag is given, so the product is originating from that area, be it a manufacturing item, agriculture item, okay, be it any kind of raw material, fruit, okay. So when the GI tag is provided, so it will get the tag and it can increase the brand value. So sometimes you will also do, okay, so, okay, I have brought the Bawarchi biryani, okay, that is famous, this biryani, that biryani. But, so basically you are highlighting when some people visit, so you will bring things that are famous there. So that's why the branding is important. No, Bawarchi cannot be the GI. That is a company. Companies will receive the trademarks. Sign of SSR. Okay, that is a trademark. And the Rajamouli movies, trademark. That is a trademark. Okay, so this is a GI tag originating from that particular geography. Here geography is important. Okay, originating from that particular geography. So without their notice, we have seen the Kolhapur chappals were used in the international event in the London. So that's why it is in the news. So in India, we have hardly some 600 items that have been provided GI. Whereas in the Germany, we have discussed that day 7,000. Can you see here? Hungary 7,500, 7,200. In India, there are not so many GI registrations are happening. People do not have the awareness. Even if the GI tag is provided within India, it becomes very difficult to fight for it if this is violated in some other nation. For suppose GI tag is given in India. Now Pakistan is violating it. We do not have the mechanisms. In India, we can fight legal battle against some other person who has violated it. But what if some other country violates it? So currently, though it is protected internationally through the WIPO and the TRIPS agreement, but still the mechanisms cannot be enforced. This is another challenge we have. Okay, there is a regional disparity, and then duplicates, like we have discussed that day, Banaras silk saree, somewhere we have discussed the same day example, same silk saree. Okay, they'll just change the name. Okay, we'll copy the items and same silk saree. Even Tirupati laddus can also form, okay, some way, same thing, everything. Okay, this way they are trying to replicate in some other places, and they are causing the disputes. Okay, or even after the registration, some issues are facing. So that's why I have given the recommendation. Very, very important, GI. So you can expect a question on the mains. Overall, they can ask you either on the intellectual property, or they can ask, since so many things are happening in the GI, they can ask individually, what is this GI, issues on the GI, to which products we can offer the GI, significance of the GI. What is the significance? GI is offered? Branding, marketing value, more returns, rural development, empowerment, agriculture growth. So many things you can mention, but you have to say how. Okay, so do not just randomly drop points in the mains. You have to say how. Rural development, because you are offering that specific area, GI tag. So the people might purchase more items from that area. Okay, they may get the good returns. See here, so in the next few days, from July 2 to July 9, so Prime Minister is going to visit 5 nations: Ghana, Trinidad, Tobago, Argentina, Brazil, Namibia. Okay, so here Ghana is a very important location, very important country in the Africa. Okay, this Ghana is G for gold. Okay, very important location. This is also stable country. You need to remember the max. Can you see here Cote d'Ivoire? This Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire, the neighboring country, they together are important for the cocoa production. Cote d'Ivoire is producing majority of the cocoa. World's chocolate, cocoa means. Okay, chocolate comes from here. Or already UPSC has asked PYQ. Cocoa comes from here. Cote d'Ivoire and the Ghana together produces almost 60-70% of the cocoa. So Ghana is also important for the gold and the diamond. So we are visiting this thing. So mapping of that area is very important. Then we are also visiting this Trinidad and Tobago. See here, this is South America, this is Venezuela, and this is the Caribbean countries. Okay. So port of Spain is capital of that area. So we are visiting this area. So we have already previously seen some of the locations in the South America. This is the addition to that. You have to revise again, go back. You have to revise that area. So since our PM is visiting that area, so they may ask, now why this thing is again important? So we have so many diaspora living here, and it is wealthiest nation. It is also part of Caribbean regional area, and see here world's largest asphalt. So such kind of facts are important for the UPSC. World's largest asphalt is found in this area. Startup challenge is going on to develop a AI which can translate the language. So if I speak in Telugu, it will be translated into English in an accurate manner. Okay, so that's why they want to develop this Bhasha Setu, especially for the Hindi, meaning language bridge in the Hindi. Okay, so for this, in order to develop this thing, so it's a kind of challenge is being laid, so that any company who can win this challenge, they will be given the project to develop this Bhasha Setu. So that's all for today. We have covered so many topics today. Okay, revise those things, and thank you for watching the lecture. Bye bye.